G'day geeks, Chris here, and in this video we are looking at one of the newest figures from the Masters of the Universe Origins cartoon collection. So this is a Zodak. He's a pretty cool figure, I love the design, so I managed to see the last one on the shelves at Kmart. Had to grab him, let's have a look at him. This is Zodak with a K, it's also spelt with Zodak with a C. He's one of the original characters that have been around since the 1980s. He's always had the whites, the reds and the greys. Cool funky helmet. This is a different slightly style for him because this is based on the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe 2000X cartoon, which is what it's called, and that ran from 2002 I think to 2004. So slightly different logo and the familiar Castle Grayskull and red exploding kind of sky there on the background from that cartoon. So not the 1980s but the 2000s update. So pretty awesome, and this is from the cartoon collection, so not based on the vintage figures but based on what they look like in the cartoon series. We turn him over, nothing on the back really of note. We've got He-Man there, we've got a couple of Snake Men, and that looks like King Hiss in the background, and we've got Zodak. He's a bit of a cosmic enforcer, so he's a bit of a neutral good guy, bad guy. Sometimes he's got his bit of a brings the cosmic balance, that kind of thing. I think that's what that character is all about. You can see the other two characters in this wave, which is Skeletor and Prince Adam. Also based on the 2000s animated series. I didn't see them there at Kmart, but if I do see them I'll probably grab them both. This is the European version of the card, I believe, because there's no text. But yeah, basically just the character names, and that is it. But as always, some lovely packaging and card art as always. So yes, let's open up our Zodak here from the 2000s cartoon collection and have a closer look. Here we go, out of the box, and as I said before, this is a sticker that can come off because it's got the lovely Filmation logo from the 1980s cartoon, so you might want to keep that. I usually keep these and put them on folders or whatever. They look pretty good on the shelves in the toy room as well. And then, like all Masters of the Universe Origins figures from Mattel, it comes with a little pamphlet showing you which parts of his body are removable. So all the Origins parts, well, most of the Origins figures, you can swap the head and the feet and the arms or whatever, so you can pull these apart and make a new creation if you like. It comes with one accessory, which is this pretty cool looking double bladed staff kind of thing, and here's the figure himself. So I guess, unfortunately, I mean, it's pretty awesome that we are getting still cartoon collection figures because we know that Mattel have said that 2026 is the year of the Masters of the Universe movies. That's going to be the focus, the movie toys. So at least we're getting these. The downside is that these cartoon collection figures, the new ones, they don't come with any other accessories. They don't come with a mini comic. So in the past we've had 2 accessories and a mini comic. Here we've got 1 accessory and no mini comic, but nonetheless, at least we still get these figures. So this is Zodak and all of his mysterious cosmic glory, and he looks pretty awesome. I don't think I ever owned the original Zodak figure that came out in the 80s, but yes, he was always, it's kind of like, I guess, like Boba Fett or whatever. We didn't really know much about him. Which side is he on? Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? We don't really know. But yes, Zodak has been around since the early days. So he's a bit of a mysterious character. And I believe there's like a whole army or, you know, squadron of like cosmic enforcers and stuff. And they all have like, they're kind of like the Watchers, I guess, in the Marvel Universe. That's kind of what I think. They don't really get involved in the Battle of He-Man and Skeletor necessarily. But yeah, kind of like Green Lantern Corps or whatever. There's a whole bunch of them now, which is pretty awesome. So slightly darker skin tone than the original 80s vintage figure, but it's got the similar kind of white and red armor and the lovely helmet, which I've always liked, the white gloves and the grey boots. So yeah, this is a pretty awesome looking figure, and as I said, pretty standard Origins articulation. So yes, pretty awesome, and this was only $19 from Kmart here in Australia. So this is one of 3 figures from this wave. As I said, on the back of the package we've got Prince Adam and Skeletor. So yes, he's got kind of like some war paint stripes on there, which they've done well. I don't have any paint slop or anything like that on this particular figure, but he just looks so cool, doesn't he? He really stands out on the shelf and is a very different looking figure in the Masters of the Universe line a lot more sci-fi than fantasy. This is the one accessory that he comes with, kind of got a bit of a Darth Maul kind of double-bladed kind of weapon going on there. It's got a bit of a flex to it, which is cool, but yes, I don't know what this weapon does exactly. It looks like it could like shoot kind of some kind of lightning or energy weapon out of it, but yes, just the one weapon that he comes with, which is like a staff or a double-bladed weapon, but it looks pretty menacing. You can hold it in his hand like a javelin, or with both hands kind of like a more defensive weapon, or kind of like Aquaman holds his trident, I guess, but either way it looks pretty good. And you will notice that his harness can come out. It's got a little plug there just above the belt, so if you want to, you know, have him bare-chested running around, you certainly can. But yes, I just love the kind of the colors. I love the helmet design of him. It's just pretty awesome, but just the black eyes, the red, the little kind of weird grey ear type things or antennas. I've always loved the design of Zodak, so very happy to see this on the shelf. Very glad I grabbed it. This is the only other Zodak figure I have in my collection, and this is the Masters of the Universe Origins figure. So this is what the vintage figure looked like, with the hairy back and the evil kind of body arms and the evil body legs with the webbed toes as well. So yes, this looks a lot more like the 1980s vintage figure rather than the cartoon version. But yes, got the familiar color schemes, or the whites, reds and greys, and yes, I guess he looks a bit more fantasy-like, whereas obviously the new version is a lot more sci-fi. But yes, you can certainly see that they're both Zodaks. There's not much more to say than that, really. This is, you know, out of the two Zodaks in my collection, this is the better one, really. I just love the design, as I said, and I love that the 2000X cartoon really took kind of a classic, more simplified design and made it its own version. And this version obviously leans into the sci-fi elements a lot more, and he's just a cool looking character, isn't he? So just with the long kind of skirt piece and the more detailed boots, the cool single-sided weapon, the more kind of tech gloves, and just with the elements that the design elements like the white belts and the pouches and all that kind of stuff, he certainly looks a lot more intriguing and warrior-like. So pretty cool indeed. So yes, this is the newest figure from the second wave, I think, of the He-Man and Masters of the Universe 2000X cartoon collection. So hopefully you can find it on a shelf near you too. See you in the next video. Goodbye, geeks.